But John Florence has a chance to maybe knock him out of the contest here and go on to win and get in it himself. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Ronnie Blakey with Richie Lovett and Mick Fanning.
Filipe is a little bit more charismatic, a little bit more how Parko competed, really fun and energetic, as we see Phil paddling in this one.
Getting things started early, Toledo. Nice, clean swoop off the bottom. Steep section here, and he hammers the section. So swift in transition through that carve, and again leans on the rail hard, and he hammers it. Big layback, great variation shown already. What a start for Toledo. Knows he needs to put the foot down. John Florence has come off the 2 highest scoring heats of the contest so far, and one of the highest scoring heats we've seen this season. And Toledo's not done with this one. If anyone's going to throw something big on the end section, it's this guy. It's a clean finish and a big way.
Looks like he's jumped off the dark arts. How was that check turn to start things off, to get him in position for that one? Huge opening arc to start things off. That thing there was one of the best carves we've seen all week. He follows it up with another one. And that fourth turn was absolutely hammer time. And then Filipe comes through to the inside. He knows right now. He already knows he's got a huge score. Puts a little sugar on the end of it. And we're going to see an excellent score drop here.
Might have to change the scale and make it 20 points.
Well, a good heat on paper. You know, it needs a good start, and Filipe provided that. Unbelievable turns, Mick, and just the confidence he built down the line.
Yeah, like you just saw this wave actually stood up. It had clean faces every time he went up into it. Look at that.
Oh, just pedal to the metal the whole way through.
It's just incredible. And it had that cup the whole way and allowed him to just go absolutely nuts. This next turn's my favourite one. But you have a look at the rail of his board. It's from the nose all the way to the tail. He's driving through. This turn is absolutely loony.
You picked up, Mick, on the board change, but look at that. Just he actually dug the nose in, stabbed it in there, released the fins.
Oh, here we go. Here goes Johnny.
Here's the answer back.
Let's see what it can do. I mentioned those big heat score totals. A couple of 7-point rides, 17-point scores, I should say. What a start. Big hammer to get going. Just been unleashing so much power on his run through to the quarterfinals. And he'll need to do more because Filipe got so much work done on that last ride. It was a clean layback to slide and somehow gets his board back on top of the section. So a fantastic response when the pressure was on. Take us through this one, Rich. This was a huge start.
Massive. Watch this first turn. Just gigantic. Comes out with no room to spare as the lip just tries to chase him down. And John able to just get into 6th gear to burn out of danger. And then a couple of nice wraps through the inside. This one stood up all the way in there. And John, just knowing that he had to make a big statement at the end, and gets a last little foam hit.
That was crucial, that final manoeuvre, and pushing this number up. Here it is again, Mick.
Oh, not an easy section to hit either, huh, Mick?
That's something that I'm not even going to talk, I'm just going to watch.
Unbelievable stuff here. Toledo is going to drop a huge number to kick things off. Now looking for a good backup to put the pressure on Florence. And this wave's not really going to pan out for him the way the first one did. But on the outside, Florence again goes to that layback jam, a more powerful version of the turn. Pushing through the green face this time, but he throws it away on a reverse there. But we needed them to fall off.
As we watch.
So John just takes it a little bit further each and every time he does this manoeuvre, and just over-rotates a little bit off this foam section. Great vision here. The front on angle. Just look at the angle of the board. Again, like Filipe, digging the whole nose in and able to just muscle it back out. So much speed off the bottom. Hits the lip, and that fluffy little marshmallow section was just a bit too fluffy.
We know John is so well-rounded. 13 minutes remaining here in quarterfinal number 2. It's a replay of the 2019 Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach final. Filipe Toledo kicked off with a near-perfect 9.63. He's been looking for the backup, 2.5 on his second ride, and he's just taken a fall on wave number 3. And that opens the door for John Florence. And he opts to go right in front of Filipe. Let's see what he does. Fades first, up into the first section, drifts that tail over the foam. Now trying to find the open face. Goes into the rotation. Easily rides out of that. So giving us a few different moves on the bowl. But really, this wave's just going to be a backup to that first ride as he looks to stomp it with something big on the inside. Aggressive turn, but just gets a little caught up in the white water.
Make those mistakes very often. He just didn't set that rail right, where you watch John here, that first turn was sort of, he almost second guessed it. And then he was like, all right, now let's just give it some. It's, sitting there cold, sort of pressure building up.
You kind of get the feeling you know where it's going. I mean, he hit the two sections correctly or in the right place, but probably didn't get the right move that he wanted. You get the feeling it's going to be below that, quite a bit below the 8.43.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it's still, for the regular surfer, you do a fin drift across a foamy section on the bowl, you're probably pretty happy with yourself. But these guys, you know, they're at the very top of the pack. John is a two-time world champion, 8 CT victories. He cleaned it up nicely with this, Rich.
He did. Have a look at where his front foot is on his board here. It's about 6 inches from the nose. He widened the stance as he was heading into that manoeuvre, so we knew what he was going to do.
And not go pick up the surfer straight away that's had that second ride in the set. So John's got the priority. Filipe moves to the inside. Needs a 5.13. Lining up this section for something big. Bit of a transition turn. Has a lot of speed. He's going to go to the rail. Big slice off the top. Bit of foam on the face. No dramas for Toledo as he hammers the pocket and drives up into it. Once again, drifting the tail this time. Florence on the outside. We've got a battle for the ages unfolding between these two. Clean finish.
I'm going to just throw something huge at this thing. And then once it walled up down the line, he went, no, hang on a minute. I'm just going to surf this. So let's watch what happened. The foam hit to start things off. Right here is when I thought, oh, okay, he wants to go for something big. But the wave only let him do that roundhouse cutback. And then it started to stand up again. And he started to go, okay, hang on. I'm just going to start throwing some really solid turns at this. And I'm going to bank a good score. I'm going to try and take the lead. He finishes really strong because on John's way.
But he just didn't connect to that white water the way he wanted to. He might have been able to save it, but Filipe's in front now. 6.77 on his last ride. Now that's the goal, to better that number. And he knows that's not going to do it, so he gets out of there. I thought we said no airs.
Yeah.
But here we go. This is John Florence, the two-time world champ, chasing a 7.98. Big section to get started.
Oh, no!
He throws himself above the lip, loses contact with that equipment and goes over the falls. There, John Florence. I mean, the pressure was on from the outset, and he did so well to bank that excellent score himself.
Well, he's just knocked out one of the favourites down here. And the form that John Florence has shown up to this point has been nothing short of sensational and remarkable.